I say that. Streaming.
We got some people filing in.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Scott Braswell Stadium, where tonight the Hoggard JV football team is going to open their season against the New Hanover Wildcats. And this is our first effort at live streaming a football game this year, and hopefully things will go smoothly. Hopefully you can hear us, and we are excited about being out here. Brett Queen alongside Chris Manning, as we'll be trying to bring you the action tonight. Daniel Gillespie on our camera. So hopefully things will go smoothly up here. Chris, I'm not going to lie, I wish we were at a basketball game right now, but since we got knocked out of the playoffs, second best thing is being here at Braswell Stadium for a football game.
It sure is. We've been, didn't get football in the fall. We get it now. Maybe we get 2 full seasons in 21 instead of none in 20. That'd be really nice. And, just going with how crazy things have been, we're going to open up against New Hanover. Typically the last game of the season after everybody's should be, at their best, and we're going to do it right off the bat. So it ought to be fun.
Well, and we will do our best tonight to describe what's going on, and we've gotten the roster for New Hanover off of their Max Preps website. Hopefully that's accurate, and we've got the Hoggard roster from our coaching staff, and we'll do the best we can here in the JV opener.
Yep. What's funny? Usually for the varsity games, we provide a little keys to the game and some insight before it gets started. But with JV, sometimes you're not quite sure what you have, especially in the first game of the year. So tonight's, we're going to learn a lot about our younger guys that are in the program tonight. And I think we'll be in good shape. Hoggard's usually good, Hanover's usually good, and the game is usually good. So I'm looking forward to it.
Kind of like the Daytona 500 starts off the NASCAR season, Hoggard Hanover starting off the football season is a little unusual and a bigger deal than a normal opener.
Right. There's one thing that we know for sure. Hoggard wants to beat Hanover, and Hanover wants to beat Hoggard. That's always the case. There's always juice in the air when the two teams line up. When we see orange and black, it's always different, and tonight's not going to be any different than in the past.
Well, the captains are out here at getting ready for the coin toss. The Hoggard captains are number 10, Zachary Miller, number 15, Brody Sumner, number 52, Jake Austin, and number 34, Quintel Green. That's who Coach Rod Quick is sending out as the team captains here to start out the 2021 football campaign.
Yep, all sophomores. Can we see who Hanover has over there?
Looks like those orange numbers might be a little hard for us to read tonight. I think that's number 1, which we don't even have. Oh, that's number 4, excuse me, Lorenz Jordan. And number 35, Keontae Devon. And number 80, Cyrus Polar. And number 56, Hugh Reeves.
Yeah, we are, the broadcast team, we're a big fan of white numbers on dark jerseys and dark numbers on white jerseys. That really helps us out. We're not privileged to some of the technology that Fox and CBS would have at their disposal when they're calling a game, so we're gonna do the best we can to get it right.
The line judge is Mr. Ben Rhodes, and the back judge, Carlos Braxton.
we do have a nice night. Today was beautiful. It got up to 74. The temperature is supposed to be in the mid-50s tonight with a slight 10 or 11 mile an hour breeze. The flag's not doing a whole lot right now, so for the last week of February, this is as good as we could ask for. We'll hope our luck continues as the season goes on.
The socially distanced coin toss going on out there.
We haven't said that before, have we?
No, there's a lot of stuff we haven't said before that we've said this year.
I was just thinking, what are they doing out there?
Well, I'm a little surprised that they allow that many people to go out there in basketball. They didn't even have captains' meetings. The officials met with the head coaches. There is the coin toss, and Hoggard has won the coin toss and deferred, and so the Vikings will be kicking off to New Hanover to start this season.
This is a good time to ask, and I wish I'd have asked this sooner, but do we have any special wrinkles or rules this year like we did in basketball?
Well, the sideline has been extended for the players. The coaches still have to stay between the 20s, but the players can go down to inside the 10s, so there's a little bit more space.
That's always good.
I don't think that I don't really think there's anything else as far like we took the mask break at the under 4 minute mark of all the basketball quarters, but I don't think that anything like that is going on for football.
Right. I'm all for precautions. Socially distanced chain. The coin toss was nice, but in about 3 minutes, they're going to be hitting each other as hard as they can.
All right, folks, get on your feet. We are 10 seconds away from game time. We've waited 8 months to do it.
You can hear our PA announcer, Jonathan Everett, letting people know that the Hoggard Vikings here are taking the field for the 2021 spring football season. I told the basketball guys the other night they're going to play 2 football seasons before we play basketball again, which is going to be kind of crazy. But hopefully this will be a season that gets completed. It is unlike anything that any of us have ever been through, and quite honestly, if you aren't playing, coaching, or have a family member that's playing or coaching, it's really hard to understand the sacrifices that all these people are making in order to be able to make this happen. And it's exhausting. We played 12 basketball games and had 37 practices, which is about half of what we usually do. And it was more exhausting than a full season. And it's going to be the same thing here for these football guys. And a lot of juggling. Both of our opponents, New Hanover and Hoggard's opponents, could not play this week. And so made this work because there's no guarantees that when you get to the last week of the season that this game can happen then. And so it was smart to go ahead and schedule this and go ahead and play it and guarantee that we get this game this year.
Yep, that is true. We need to take the opportunity to play while we can, even though this is not who either team would probably want to open up with, but that's where we're at.
Looks like Jonathan Sorrells is going to kick things off for the Vikings to start out the game.
Our spotter's kind of in the press box. Is he going to help us out too?
He is. He's hang on just a second. He needs to tell me something. Oh. He's got one. We've got 2 out here. Sorry, we're trying to get our roster situation straight.
Handling the kicking duties for the Vikings.
All right, we're about ready to go.
Back deep to receive the kick for the Wildcats, number 4, Lorenz Jordan.
And the spring football season is underway. Short kick, and here we go. Got to find a way to bring them down here on the kickoff. And
yep.
Good job right there by number 28 for the Vikings? Number 28. Which, of course, they sent me an updated roster today, and the first person that makes a tackle isn't on the roster, unless I'm reading the number wrong.
Yeah, there's the light blue numbers sometimes run together. It was a good tackle. The Wildcat returner had a little bit of he shook a couple of tackles early, broke it out to the outside, but good open field tackle.
Quarterback for the Wildcats, number 15, Jace Meyer.
Nice
There you
tackle
go.
there for the Hoggard defense on the first play from scrimmage.
1st and 10 from
Chris, I got a
the
question for you. Have we always played
34-yard
10-minute
line.
quarters in
No
JV
gain on
football?
play.
I thought it was 12.
I did
Tackle
too.
made by number 34 of Hoggard, Quintel
If I had
Green,
12 minutes set on the
sophomore linebacker.
score clock here on the screen, but they put 10 up there to start. We'll see if we can
2nd
find out why that happened at some point.
Yeah, that was Quintel Green from the middle linebacker spot coming up and making the tackle in the backfield. Well, actually for no gain. 2nd and 10. Oh, yeah. Bring him down. There you go.
That's number 26 for the Wildcats on the carry right there.
Yep, Wildcats
Caden-
running
Ball carrier
Caden
number
Morton.
26,
that was
Hanover.
Caden Caps on the tackle.
Caden Morton, brought down by number 25 of Hoggard.
Brings
Caden
up a
Caps.
3rd down and 10 here for the Wildcats on the first possession.
Yep, that's a good
3rd
couple of
and
first
10.
plays. If you're an offensive coordinator, you're trying to see what you have, just a simple handoff, and then, okay, let's go jet sweep and see if they can cover us wide. But good pursuit by Hoggard. We're not bringing him down at first contact, which scares me just a little bit. Oh, yeah.
Penalty flag on the
Penalty
play.
marker
That's going to
down
be
prior to the snap.
on the Wildcats, I believe.
It's funny, running back and wide receiver had the same snap count, but nobody else did.
So we're going to go 3rd and 15 here. Not sure what that call was. The official seemed to cross his arms in
5-yard
front of his
penalty goes
chest,
against New
but
Hanover.
Had just been
Bring
a
up 3rd
legal
and
procedure.
long for the Wildcats.
3rd and
Ball placed at
15.
the 29-yard line.
Another whistle.
I think we had a clock issue there. They were trying to get the clock to start. And New Hanover has taken a timeout here.
Timeout has been called on the
with
field by the Wildcats. It's their first timeout.
Early
of
here
the
in the first quarter, the Wildcats with a big 3rd and 15 here on the first possession of the game.
Yeah.
Chris, what do you think? First football game of the season. What are the things that coaches are really going to be watching for and wanting to see the first time out?
Well, they're going to want to see some passion. They want to see the guys excited, flying around. Let's try to not say how crazy this year is, but I'm going to say it a little bit right now. They had a long off season, lifting weights and everything, but practice just started 3 weeks ago, and the coaches have all been trying to limit the contact. So there's a lot of blocking and tackling that hasn't been worked on. So I'm sure, now that they can do it with games, they're going to be, they're filming the games. They're looking to just coach the guys up as fast as they can. I would imagine that they're not going to try to be too complicated with things, but they do want to see the excitement, and they want to see the kids get better.
3rd and 15 here for the Wildcats.
3rd and 15 for New Hanover. Ball is placed at the 29-yard line.
We're going to have the first pass of the game. And
Boom.
Great job
All
by the
right.
Hoggard defense.
Who was that?
Getting back there and sacking the New Hanover quarterback to bring up a 4th down
Quarterback
situation
sack.
that no
It was
doubt
number
is going to result in
15
a
that
in a
brought the
punt.
Pressure from the right side
Yeah.
Number 13 and 56 for the Vikings. Chris, who is that? My roster blew all over the place here.
Yeah, that is we don't have a 13 on the roster. But Julio, who's coming from a linebacker spot.
Julio Lima Roma.
Yep, and he played well last year for us.
Pretty good punt there by the Wildcats.
Let's return it.
That's Zachary Coyle for the Vikings. Going to take it into Wildcat territory, and Hoggard's going to start their first possession of the game. Ooh, somewhere inside the 30-yard line. They did not paint the numbers on the field after the scrimmage, so it's a little hard to see.
Yeah, we'll call it a nice game.
So coming out at quarterback for the Vikings here on the first series looks to be Brody Sumner, a sophomore, whose brother Macon played here at Hoggard, played football and lacrosse, and is now playing lacrosse up at Lenore-Rhine.
And Brody's a lefty. Have we ever had a lefty QB?
Yes, we have. Trying to remember his name, but I know that we have.
Okay. Because lefty QBs just look different.
Yeah.
They are different. They throw the ball different.
The ball spins differently.
It does.
Quarterback for the Vikings, number 15, Brody Sumner.
And it's a handoff on the first play of the season for the offense, and gain a little bit of yardage down there. Who was that on the?
Was that number 20? That was
Tackle
Colin Parker on the run.
Noah Tatum.
Second down. Actually, there was no gain on that play. I thought that he'd picked up a little bit of yardage there, but 2nd and 10 based on where they've got the ball spotted out there.
Noah Tatum on the tackle for Hanover.
Another handoff, this time to Luke Skipper, and we've got a flag down.
That is in the area of offensive holding, and that's exactly what that is.
Luke Skipper, he swallowed up on the left side. The Wildcat defense. Penalty marker down on the play. Tackle was made by number 32, Craig Morton.
You guys can probably hear our PA announcer sometimes coming through as well. It is holding on Hoggard, which is going to back the Vikings up and make this a 2nd and 20.
The penalty goes against the Vikings. It is accepted.
Hoggard's going to run. They always, since I've been following them, have several personnel packages, and based on down and distance, they're gonna call those packages to for the play they're going to call. So we constantly have players running on and off.
First pass of the season. Sumner launches down.
Oh,
He's
yes.
got a man open down there, and it's complete for a Hoggard first down inside the 10-yard line.
Reaction pass for number 15, the lefty.
Folks, we got a couple of you that are asking about zooming in on the action. The setup that we have right here and what we're using to film, we don't have the capability right now to do any zooming, so we're doing the best we can to provide video for you, and we're trying to tell you who's doing what's happening out there on the field. So we're doing the best we can.
That completion was to Jacob Supek, number 5, freshman.
Nothing doing there on that play for the Vikings.
No gain on the play for the ball carrier, number 30, Luke Skipper.
Yep. 5:25 to go in the first quarter. Hoggard driving.
Meeting in the Hoggard backfield that time. We'll give credit to number 57, Cameron Griffin, for the tackle.
Yep, both defensive lines halfway through the first quarter haven't allowed anything up the middle.
Loss of a couple, 2nd and goal. From around the 12-yard line.
That was Cameron Griffin for Hanover, a freshman on the tackle. Oh, boy.
Sumner's
get out of
pass,
there.
Looking, and he's just going to have to get rid of that. Nothing doing right there, and there's a penalty flag that comes out late.
They're going to call grounding.
Yeah, intentional grounding called there on the Vikings, and that's going to be a loss of down and that's from the spot of the foul, right? Ball's going to come back to where the pass was from, but loss of down as well. So this is going to make it 3rd and goal from about the 19-yard line, I believe, for the Vikings.
Now, one of the things with high school football that people that now can see it have to remember is that there's different rules in college, professional, and high school. In college and professional, that's not grounding. He's out of the pocket. He threw the ball over the line of scrimmage. That's just a smart play by the quarterback at the other levels. But in high school, there's got to be somebody around.
This ball's all the way back at about the 25, 26-yard line, 25-yard line. So 3rd and goal for the Vikings from the 25.
Around the 25-yard line, so 3rd and goal, Vikings.
And the Vikings just going to play it safe and hand the ball off, and believe that ball came loose. Yep, and New Hanover has recovered the fumble.
The ball carrier coughed it up. Luke Skipper fumble on the play, and the Wildcats recover.
Good beginning to that drive, getting down into the into a goal-to-go situation, but after that it was all backwards for the Vikings, and New Hanover's going to take over here a little over halfway through the first quarter.
1st and 10, New Hanover. Ball's at the 27-yard line.
Yep, that fumble was recovered by 58, Alex Gibson, a freshman, defensive line. That was an interesting play call for us. I mean, 3rd and goal from the 25 to hand off. I don't know, maybe we catch them napping, but we didn't.
Another run for the Wildcats, and nothing doing there as the Hoggard defensive line wraps him up before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
No gain, maybe even a loss of yardage.
Yep. New Hanover's got some pretty big offensive linemen, 73 Barrett Gale and 74 Luke Caldwell.
And 34 Quintel Green combined to make the
two freshman linemen on the right side of the line. We had a Luke Caldwell a few years ago.
We did.
He was a wide receiver. He would be the opposite of an offensive tackle.
Yeah, he was a pretty fast guy to throw the ball to down the sideline.
Yeah.
2nd and 10 for the Wildcats, and they're going to throw it.
Good tackle.
And nothing doing there again as the Vikings are all over that screen pass in the backfield there, and that pass was completed to number 4, Lorenz Jordan, and Caden Capps with that tackle. 26, Blake Fisher with that tackle.
Yep.
And it's going to bring up a 3rd and 15 for New Hanover back on their own 22-yard line.
Ball placed at the 22-yard line.
Yeah, we got a 25 and a 26 that we got to zero in a little bit to see which one of those, but they've both been active. Capps and Fisher have both been real active so far.
One day we're going to have white numbers again that we can read.
Not this year in varsity.
Good grief. At least the font on the new varsity uniforms is a little bit better than the font on these uniforms are really, really difficult to read.
Delay of game penalty.
Unless you are really big and you can stretch that jersey from side to side.
That's another loss of 5.
We can tell the really big kids because the numbers just look more. We can read the numbers when the kids are really big.
So a delay of game penalty there on the Wildcats, and it's now 3rd and 20.
Got to be looking for something explosive here. There's a pass. Good job.
Once again, the Hoggard defensive line just all over the New Hanover quarterback and running backs whenever they get it. They're in the backfield immediately. Number 56, Julio Lima Roma with the tackle there. And it is 4th and a long way. Coach Cox doing some math up there trying to figure out what to put up on the scoreboard. Because it's 4th and – is that
27?
4th and 27?
Yep.
4th and forever for the Wildcats.
I think our punt returner's giving the punter a lot of respect there.
Oh, he kicked it right to him. But Coyle
move.
fields it, and a little tug of the jersey there. And Hoggard, once again, great field position to start with at the 30-yard line. Hopefully this time the Vikings can find a way to get some points on the board here as we are late in the first quarter.
Yep.
Daniel, while there's a little break, turn around there and find out from Alan why we're playing 10-minute quarters. See if we know what's going on there.
Punting duties, number 8, Waquan Rouse-Moody made the tackle.
Well, after the first series, we kind of knocked the rust and the cobwebs off because the JVs have not been able to scrimmage. They were not able to scrimmage last week, so this is their first live action. Brody Sumner back to pass.
Completion there to number 2, Skylar Merrill.
Quarterback Brody Sumner's pass is completed to number 2, Skylar Merrill. Tackle made by number
So we're not
18,
sure why they're playing 10 minutes. They
Juan
just
Perry.
signaled up here that they wanted 10 minutes,
Daniel
10-minute
Juan
quarters, so
on the play,
that's what they
second and
decided
9.
to do.
Antoine Gary on the tackle, defensive back for New Hanover. I tell you what, just a couple of passes, Brody looks good. He's got some good zip on the ball, and he has hit his receivers, except for the intentional grounding. He was probably watching TV and said, "I can do this."
Do we have a penalty there? There's been a stoppage of play here.
The white hat is in the middle of the field and hasn't told us anything. Here it comes. Maybe it's coming.
Well, he never pointed. I believe that he was signaling holding. Now here he comes back again. A block in the back on Hoggard.
Penalty there on first down for
So-
blocking the back against the Vikings. The ball is placed at the 40-yard line.
You know, one of the things about where we're at with
First and
sports,
20 is what the
without
Vikings will be facing.
without full stands, we get to hear a lot from the officials and the coaches. And we heard the referee say, block in the back, which is not all the time we can do that in football.
Just
The Hoggard coaches were asking what the penalty was.
Yeah. So 1st and 20 from the 40-yard line. See what the Vikings have in the playbook for this one. And Sumner's going to try to pass it again, and he's being chased down, and he's going to be sacked way back behind midfield. So
Quarterback Brody
a loss
Sumner
of
is brought
about
down.
11
Big
yards
loss of
there.
yardage that time, number 48 of New Hanover,
Addison Cam, linebacker,
Cam.
on the sack.
tracked down Sumner and dropped him
Yeah, that was a
in
10-yard
Wildcat territory.
10-yard loss because we were already 20 to go, so now we're 31 to go. Loss of 11. You know, and he was
It's
trying to get
second and
outside. He
there
just
here
couldn't
for
outrun him.
First down for Hoggard.
We've had a lot of plays in this half by both teams that are not – there's not a whole lot in the playbook for. Coyle goes in motion there, and Sumner's going to pass again and overshoots his receivers
Vikings
here
trying to set
on
up a
the
quick bubble
weak
screen.
side.
Sumner's pass sails a
So
little high. And
We're down
incomplete.
to – and I know the clock's off a little
Stop
bit.
the clock.
I'm doing the best I
20
can to
seconds left in the first
broadcast and run the
quarter.
clock
It's
on your
third
screen.
down
And
30.
Yep, if I could see correctly, that was 88 Sean McCauley was the intended receiver on a bubble screen, which is a favorite play by a lot of teams at all levels.
so we got 20 seconds left to go here, and it's 3rd and 31 for the Vikings. Gonna try to pass again. He's got a man wide
yes.
open down
Go.
here. That's number 9, Kyle McCarthy, and Kyle is down inside the
Sumner drops
15-yard
back,
line.
strike.
Tackle was made down there by number
Kyle
32
McCarthy.
for the Wildcats, Craig Morton, but that's enough for a first down for the
35-yard
Vikings.
catch. He's dragged
What a
down by
tremendous throw and
32.
catch by Sumner and McCarthy
Defensive
right there.
back of New Hanover,
Yeah,
Craig
you know,
Morton.
from New Hanover's
Touchdown
perspective,
saving
the
tackle.
coaches had to cringe
First and
when they
10,
see
Hoggard.
31 yards to go and our receiver behind their defensive backs.
And that's going to be the final
That's
play
the end
of the first
after a
quarter as
big
the clock
third
runs
down
out.
conversion from the
And so
offense.
a scoreless first
No
quarter,
score after
but
one.
Hoggard is threatening down here with a
But
first
the
down
Vikings in the red zone. Ball's
at the 15-yard line when we get started here in the second quarter.
Yep, that was a great pass from Brody. You know, being a lefty, he was rolling to his right, not really easy to do, but he set his feet and put enough air under it, and it was perfect. It was a really nice play. Brett, I was thinking one thing that we haven't discussed with the kind of compressed sports season that we've had. Everything's kind of overlapping. We've got kids out here that have been basketball players, kids that have been or are still playing lacrosse. Lacrosse is a sport that was kind of overlapped with everything. And so already we've called the name of a couple of lacrosse players, and so they're playing two sports at one, very tough.
Kyle McCarthy's playing three.
He is playing three
because basketball's done, but he was playing three at one point. And there are 7 JV basketball players that are playing on the JV football team. So that was almost half of our JV basketball team is out here playing tonight. And those kids have been doing a lot of stuff. They've been doing football workouts and basketball practice, and then they were doing basketball practice and football practice on the same days. And like I said before, they're making a lot of sacrifices in order to be able to do this, and we're just really thankful that they're getting the opportunity to play. And I'm sure it's got to be fun for them, but it's also tiring. Here we go.
Absolutely.
To start the second quarter. Handoff, and there's some room up the middle.
Right.
Good gain, and I think he's got a first down close to a touchdown. I think down at about the 1 yard line right there.
Tell you what, we had from the halfback or the fullback spot, Cole Manning laid a really good block on their defensive end, and we were able to cut up behind him.
Tackle made by number 5.
I like to hear the shoulder pads popping from up here.
Yeah, that was Caden Holler on the carry and Cameron Green on the tackle.
From inside the 5.
So here we go.
I'm a little partial to fullbacks. I had one.
First and goal at the 1. And no signal from the officials, so it looks like it's going to be second and goal.
Yeah. He got stood up pretty quick.
Off the right
Maybe
side.
was able to fight back to the line of scrimmage. But I still say that other than Cade's run right there to the goal line, both defensive lines have been very stiff.
We'll give credit on the
Hoggard's biggest gainers have been through the air so far.
Ball carrier, we believe, is number 7.
They're actually spotting this back at the 2 yard line, so a little bit of a loss on the play.
But we do have the heavies in the backfield. There you go.
Another handoff. And
All
it looks
right.
like touchdown Hoggard. Nice run there over the left side.
Touchdown,
I believe that was
Hoggard.
number 9, Caden Holler, that went in for the touchdown right there.
The touchdown goes
Is that right?
to number 9, Kyle McCarthy. On the
Kyle.
carry from 2 yards out.
That was Kyle.
Tight end Kyle McCarthy.
Well, I did say we had the heavies back there.
Yeah.
The goal line package usually has kids with a little bit of meat on them.
Is number 43.
Because we're just going to ask them to run straight up the middle.
Extra point is good
Snap,
by
goal,
number
kick,
43,
looks
Jonathan
good. The result,
Sorrells, and it's 7-0 Vikings here as the JV crew puts the first points of the board of the season up there, and on a beautiful night here in February. We're sitting out here watching a football game.
Woo!
Nice sunset going on back over there.
With really just nothing more than a sweatshirt.
Yeah, I don't even have a sweatshirt on right now.
You don't.
And I'm going to have to do some work to put it on because I can't put it on over this headset. So
You'll be scrambling at halftime to make that connection.
Last year the last couple years on our radio broadcast, we've had halftime shows and all that kind of stuff. We're still trying to figure out how to make that work. So probably at halftime today, you're going to still see a picture of what's going on, but we're probably going to turn our microphones off for a little bit at halftime, and we'll hope to figure out how to be able to bring you some sort of halftime show for the varsity games as we move forward. We will be broadcasting tomorrow night from Legion Stadium. There will be a limited number of fans allowed in tomorrow night. even though the numbers are now at 30%, there just isn't a way for the high schools to be able to do that and socially distance and all that stuff. So I believe that tomorrow night there's going to be 250 Hoggard fans and 250 New Hanover fans that will be allowed to go to the game. So those of you that can't come, we'll be broadcasting for you. Good kick there and fielded inside the 5-yard line by the Wildcats. And good job by the Hoggard special teams getting him down right around the 20-yard line.
Yep.
For Lorenz Jordan.
See that jersey right there? That's what the jerseys were when I was here.
Wow.
Down just outside of the 20-yard line.
If you were wondering what they looked like back then.
First defender to get there for the Vikings.
We really can't show that to you, but
No.
that's
the helmets were not leather.
The jerseys with the big mesh holes in them.
Yeah, big sleeves, complete opposite of today's style.
Had to have those big shoulder pads and the neck rolls, right?
Oh, you got to have a neck roll. If you were the toughest man on the field, you had to have a neck roll. And that's a good story behind that comment.
Wildcats take over here on their own 21-yard line.
Woo.
And once again, the Hoggard defensive line is all over the New Hanover running back. They just have not been able to get anything going running up the middle.
No, they haven't.
Big stop from the Hoggard
We piled him up at the line. He squirted free, went backwards.
First one in there.
That was 23. Yeah, we do not have a 23.
Well, Coach Quick sent me what he said was an updated roster today, and obviously they updated things after he sent me that.
Yep.
So 2nd and 17 for the Wildcats.
We'd like to find out who that was. That was a great play.
Rolling out to pass here and being chased by the Hoggard defense, and he's going to bring him down back near the goal line.
It's got to be a safety.
Oh, they're going to rule him down at the 1.
See, that's when if you're a defender, if you can kind of bump him backwards and then re-tackle him. Is that too much to ask? To get a kid to think like that? Who was that tackle? 23 again. Oh, my. At halftime, we got to find out who 23 is so we can give him some credit.
So it's 3rd and 30 with a ball on the 1-yard line.
This is, you would think would be up the middle, but Hoggard's been stuffing everything.
Back-to-back plays from 23 of Hoggard.
And that's going to be a delay of game penalty on the Wildcats.
Blown dead prior to the snap.
One of our D linemen that we hadn't called his name, but he's got to be in almost everything, is 98, Prince William Ottman, 9th grader, defensive line. He's one of those kids, his number looks smaller.
Inside the 2-yard line.
So it's still 3rd and 30.
Third down, 30 yards to
That's a
go.
good defensive lineman when we can say that about him.
Third and 30 from your own 1 is not a situation you want to be in very often.
And they're in the shotgun.
They're going to throw it. He just takes a shot deep, but
that's great coverage.
Overthrows his receiver, Declan Brady.
Intended for number 14.
Who was that in coverage?
Jake Stokely.
Jake Stokely in coverage.
Yeah.
Jake Stokely.
That was what you would call he found his hip and was stride for stride. And maintain some contact, but not illegal contact. I think that's how the coaches draw it up. Now, when you don't get the 3rd and forever on the 1, then you have to punt.
This is the 3rd time New Hanover has punted from deep in their own territory. Hoggard's going to get great field position again.
Oh, yeah.
This time it's fielded and immediately blown dead at about the 35-yard line, I believe.
24-yard punt.
The Vikings will take over.
For the fair catch, and the Vikings
yeah, that was. I think Zachary Coyle wanted to return that. I think he was disappointed.
Well, I think maybe his knee went down when he went down to catch that. It was a low kick, and so he didn't get the opportunity to return it. But Hoggard's going to have it on the 25 here. This is every drive the Vikings have started, they've been well inside New Hanover territory.
Kind of a pistol formation. Good block by Cole, the fullback.
Hand off to number 8, Caden Holla on first down.
Yeah.
Caden Holler with
Pick up of a couple.
When you're the third of your family to play, the announcers get used to calling your name. And that started with Christian back when he was a JV, 2014. That was a good JV team that year.
Yeah, it was. And they turned into a good varsity team as well.
They did.
2nd and 8. Another handoff to Holler. He busted up the middle, and that's going to be enough for a Hoggard first down, down inside the 10-yard line. Good run. Good strong run up the middle by Caden Holler.
Yep, and we got some good blocks up there.
And it's going to be 1st and goal for the Vikings right at the 10-yard line as we approach 5 minutes left here in the first half.
Yeah, on the left side, 72, Tamir Webb, 9th grader on the O-line. Although he's listed as a D-line here.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Another handoff to Holler up the middle. He's going to gain 5. And it'll be 2nd down and 5. Goal to go for the Vikings.
Handoff left side to Caden Holler.
Who else is on that left side? Can we tell? Looks like 60.
Yeah, number 60, Mercurio Ortega Gomez.
Yep.
Or Mauricio.
That is Mauricio.
2nd and goal.
I was the O-line coach for Roland Grice, and so Mauricio was one of our best linemen 2 years ago. Yep, one more time.
Handoff to Holler, and he is going to go into the end zone for a Hoggard touchdown.
6 yards out.
6-yard touchdown run with 4:01 left to go here in the second quarter, and the Vikings go up 13-0. Nice run, and Hoggard just ran everything on the left side there on that drive.
Yeah, we did not attempt to pass. Most of our yardage in the first drive, or the first 2 drives, were through the air. That was all on the ground. And,
I believe that one was going to be wide to the left there, and so missed extra point, but Hoggard still leads 13-0 here with 4:01 left to go in the first half.
Yep, and you think about your kicking game is so important at all levels of football. How many times have they been able to go 11 on 11 in extra points? That probably hasn't happened a whole lot. The center's got to get used to being bumped after he snaps it. They can't hit him. That's against the rules to hit the center. But all the coordination that has to go snap, spot, and kick.
Well, Chris, I'll tell you that when we started our basketball season, I was trying to avoid a lot of contact and doing 5-on-5 stuff, and to try to give us an effort to be able to make it through without having to stop. But it got to the point where when you're not doing that stuff, and you've talked about not hitting and not scrimmaging, when you're not doing that, it is really hard when you get in game situations and you're doing it. And so we had to make a decision at some point with basketball, like, are we going to keep doing this and not be very good, or are we going to try to increase what we were doing in practice? And, they are limited in football. Like, the state's not allowing them to do a lot of stuff. But it's going to take these kids a while to get used to doing things in games.
Absolutely. And
another really good kick that goes off of the New Hanover receiver's hands and out of the back of the end zone, and that'll be a touchback, and the Wildcats will begin this drive at their 20-yard line.
Yeah, just like you're saying, we've kicked the ball off 3 times now, and each time our kicker has been able to put it out there a little bit stronger each time. We all just need a little practice.
And we have been told that number 23 is Reagan Prenti. Someone on our chat let us know who that is. So number 23 is Reagan Prenti.
Well,
Reagan Prenti. Yeah, trying to let the press box know that as well.
Mr. Prenti's having a nice game so far.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats, as we are under 4 minutes left to go here in the first half. Looking to pass. They got the screen set up to number 22, Mason Shand.
Quarterback Sean Worthy's pass is complete.
And
screen pass.
Who was our guy out there? He did a good job of taking on the block. That was 26.
By number 26 of Hoggard, Blake Fisher.
Blake
Fisher. So no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10.
Coach is going to be very happy with that. He takes on, first of all, he didn't get fooled on the screenplay. He takes on the block, sheds the block, makes the tackle for no gain. That'll get you an attaboy.
He might have dropped that back in the backfield. Once again, every time the Wildcats try to run the ball, there are multiple members of the Hoggard defensive line in the backfield tackling them for losses.
Absolutely.
Ball carrier for the Wildcats.
You know, we were able to squeeze him and bring him down that time.
So it's 3rd and 13. Another 3rd and long situation that the Viking defense is forced.
New Hanover's done a lot of different things. I mean, they're trying to do different things. Nothing has really just worked yet, so they're gonna keep working on that.
A lot of motion there, and a receiver that was open, and then number 25, Caden Capps for the Vikings, closed the gap there in a hurry, got a hand on it, and incomplete pass there is going to bring up 4th down and 13.
Now, I just said they're trying to do different things. That time they are going to fake the jet sweep right and then throw back to the left, and if we're not paying attention there, that could have gone the distance if he could have just squeezed it in there. But Mr. Capps would have nothing to do with that.
Fair catch called for and caught by Zachary Coyle. And as we've said, every time the Vikings have started with the football, they're doing it inside New Hanover territory.
At the 37-yard line, 1st and 10, Hoggard.
Vikings have got Brody Sumner still in there at quarterback. He's done a nice job tonight.
I think he's been excellent.
Pistol look here, and the handoff to the tailback, Holler, and that time nothing doing for.
Can you blame us for trying to run left again?
Well, you do it until somebody stops you.
Okay, they got us that time, so
by number 95,
might need to think about something else.
New Hanover defensive lineman Caleb George shows his strength on 1st down. Loss of 2.
We've got a 2nd down and 12 now.
Yeah, Vikings with 3 receivers, 2 by 1.
Play action pass, and Sumner's going to throw it deep. He's got a man down there, and it's caught inside the 10-yard line. Great throw and catch from Sumner to Zachary Miller. Number 10 open down in the middle of the field. And Hoggard's going to have another 1st and goal situation.
What a nice looking pass. I had a feeling we were going to throw the ball there when I saw the 2 by 1 receivers. I'm not sure we have lined up in that formation yet.
And Hoggard has taken their first timeout of the first half.
And a timeout has been called on the field.
So,
yeah, Antoine Gary, the freshman defensive back for Hanover, was able to bring him down. But what a nice ball for Brody.
Yeah, he really has looked good tonight. And
lefties just they look good.
You know, a lot of times at the JV level, you don't see a lot of pass completions. It's usually a lot of running, and passing can be an adventure. Well, our passing game tonight has looked really, really good, and if you can do that at the JV level, you've got a chance to have a really, really good season.
Yeah, when my first son Evan played freshman JV, we had some kid named Josh Jones that moved in from Washington. Okay, we got a freshman quarterback, and at the end of the first quarter, we all said, we got a quarterback.
And once again, that turned into a pretty good run on the varsity level as well.
Sure did.
Ball's placed at
Josh is getting ready to
10-yard
start
line,
his
so it'll
season
be
at
first
UNC
and
Pembroke.
goal,
They haven't
Hoggard
played yet either.
from
His
the
first
10.
game is next month.
Now we are in the spread. We are 2-by-2. Empty backfield.
Sumner going to pass again. That one was a little bit
Sumner
low
looking
and
forward to
incomplete.
Sunday there on first down.
Be second
Pass
down
is a touch low. It falls incomplete.
and goal for the Vikings at the
Pressure
10-yard
from
line.
Wildcats
I've
number
known Brody
27.
since he was 8 years old, and I'm
Blitzing
not
defensive
sure
back,
he's ever played quarterback before.
Quinley Diaz
He was backup last year. He was a backup last year.
Yep.
And, baseball player, good arm, was on the Hoggard's varsity baseball team that played like 2 games last year.
Right.
But he's doing exceptionally well. He looks like he's been playing quarterback his whole life.
Vikings in that spread look again. And looks like a
Plays blown
false
dead.
start maybe on the Vikings there as the play was blown dead immediately.
A false start
And it
against
is
the
indeed a
Vikings
false start
offense.
against Hoggard, and so that's going to back them up 5
But he was
yards.
just a little too aggressive down there wearing blue.
And it'll be second and goal from the 15. This is where they got in
Second
trouble
goal from the
earlier when they were down near
15-yard
the
line.
they had a goal to go situation, ended up way back away from the goal line by the time the possession was over. Need to get some positive yardage right here.
Yep.
Be nice to get another touchdown on the board.
Yeah, we go
before
back to
halftime.
the empty backfield spread look with 5 eligible receivers. All right.
Jet sweep handoff to
Jet sweep.
Skylar
Handoff
Merrill,
goes
number
8,
9?
Caden
No, that
Holler,
was-
who
that was
lined
8,
up as a
Caden
wide
Holler.
receiver that time, came across in
and
motion.
Hoggard takes their second timeout.
No, Skylar's 2.
Tackled just shy
Yeah,
of the
I think that was
sideline
number
by
8.
27 of New Hanover.
Yep.
McQuinlan
Once again,
Diaz
I know
pistol.
y'all are struggling to see the numbers because the camera angle is so far
Minimal
away, but
pickup on the
we're
play.
also
Timeout is
struggling
called.
to be able to see these numbers, the light blue numbers
By the
that are
Vikings,
very close
one
together
timeout remaining
on the
for Hoggard.
uniforms on the
Hoggard
dark blue
timeout.
background. They are hard to see, and some of them just run together. The 6, 8, and 9 look very similar. And sometimes when there's a 1 involved, it can be a little hard to see. But
Yep. We've been dealing with this for 3 years because the varsity uniforms get handed down to the JVs.
yeah,
And so we can't catch a break, can we?
well, hopefully, I think the number font on the new varsity home ones is going to be a little easier to read. So
Yep, I do too.
next week we will we'll be here hopefully on Friday night for the first varsity home game, but we will be streaming the game tomorrow night from Legion Stadium. Here we go with 53 seconds left here in the first half. A 3rd down and 12.
That was a nice run by Caden just to get some
Handoff
positive
right
yards.
side. Ball goes to number 8, Caden Holler.
So that time we went jet sweep to the strong side.
Flats by number 32.
I thought we had a little
Sophomore defensive
man-to-man
back,
coverage over here on the
Greg
left side. I
Wolf.
was expecting a pass there.
Hoggard's
Vikings
taking their
use
final
their final
timeout of the
timeout.
half, and it looks like
45
it's going to be
seconds
about
remaining.
4th down and goal from the 8. And
Fourth
I would
and goal
assume,
from
taking a timeout right here, that the Vikings are going to
8-yard
go
line.
for it.
Wide receiver comes on, fullback comes off. I think we're going to throw it. A wild guess.
Probably out of that spread formation again. Got Kyle McCarthy out there, Skylar Merrill, Caden Holler, Zachary Coyle. So they got four guys out there that are receivers or running backs, and now they've got another one out wide here.
Yeah, trips left. Oh, the slant is open to the slot.
And
oh boy!
Somebody must have started early. Yep, false start. That's going to back them up 5 more yards, so it's going to be 4th and goal from the 13.
The Vikings for a false start. So 4th and goal.
You know, Brody's probably
away.
thinking, no problem. I can just throw it 5 more yards.
17-yard line is where the ball is spotted.
Sometimes a little bit more space can be a good thing.
Absolutely.
Are they at this? I think they're at the 13 or maybe the 14-yard line.
Yeah, we got some soccer and lacrosse lines on the field too, which is a little bit of our problem determining where the ball is.
Yep. 4th and goal. Excuse me, 3rd and goal.
Coach Cox says it's on the 17, according to the scoreboard.
I think it's 4th down too. I think it's 4th and goal. Deep. Oh, he had a guy open down there in the end zone, and it just went through his hands.
Ball's incomplete. Quarterback Brody Sumner was rolling to the left.
Well, we dialed up a play that was open.
In the front corner.
We had the wide side of the field to the left with a lefty quarterback.
Morton was in coverage for New Hanover. And the Wildcats will
So New Hanover's going to take over here with 40 seconds left to go in the first half. The Wildcats have 2 timeouts left, and they'll have it first down here at the 14-yard line.
I wouldn't expect Hanover to try to get cute here.
Well, and they've just called a timeout, which is interesting.
Timeout.
The clock had started running.
Yeah.
Actually got down to about 37 seconds, which we'll try to make that adjustment here.
But, you know, JV's a lot of instructional, and why waste a chance to run a play? You know, we're all trying to learn and get better. And I'm not sure they have called a timeout. They should have all of them available. No, they did call one on the first series. They called one.
They've got one left. But the way that they have moved the football tonight, I like to think the Vikings have got a good chance to keep them off the scoreboard here to close the half and take a 2-touchdown lead into the locker room.
Absolutely. So we're off to a good start. Offensive has looked sharp. It's okay. You mentioned this before. It's hard to look sharp a JV offense first game of the year.
Yep.
You know, no matter who you're playing. I mean, you're fighting yourself just to not jump off sides. You know, everybody understand the play. If I'm the Hoggard offensive coaches tonight, I'm very pleased with what I've seen so far. Even when we didn't score, we looked pretty good.
Handoff up the middle is going to gain a couple yards there for the Wildcats.
Yep, kind of like a counter play. Probably an excellent call based on where they're at and you know what they would have to do to score.
Craig Morton. Tackle
and
was
there's
made
a
by
flag
number
down on the play.
Middle linebacker Quintel Green. He's been active here in the first half. Penalty marker came
Dead
in
ball
after
personal
the play.
foul on the Vikings.
And it's a personal foul called against the Vikings.
And so that's going to be a 15-yard penalty on Hoggard, which will make it first down and 10 for the Wildcats. See where they're going to end up spotting that.
So, again, that last call for New Hanover was kind of like the quarterback had the action almost like the double wing counter where he opposite turns and then kind of hands the ball off as he continues right. So that was a nice call. Luckily for Hoggard, middle linebacker didn't bite on it and was there to make the tackle.
So the 15-yard penalty is going to put the ball at the 32-yard line for New Hanover.
Yeah,
28 seconds remaining here in the half, and the clock running now. as Hanover comes up to the line of scrimmage with a first down.
They do have a timeout left.
They're going to run it again up the middle and gain a little bit of yardage, close to the 40-yard line. And they are going to stop the clock with 10 seconds left for their final timeout of the first half. So a 5-yard gain there by the Wildcats, or maybe 6.
Yep, we had a few Vikings in on the tackle. 31, Aldair Serrano was one of them, sophomore linebacker.
Actually, they're going to give him a 7-yard gain on that play, so it's going to be 2nd down and 3. And the Wildcats will have to get a first down on this play if it's not, in order to be able to run another one after this one. Clock will stop briefly on a first down.
I suspect the Hoggard coaches took that opportunity to say, keep everybody in front of you.
Don't want to give up anything right here.
That's right. We got Zach Miller back there at free safety. He is deeper than normal.
Boy, New Hanover's got some good-sized young men on the right side of their offensive line. Those guys look like
they do. I called their name a few minutes ago.
They're going to be a formidable right side of the offensive line as they continue to grow up.
Yeah, jet sweep. Nice tackle.
And that's going to do it for the first half right there, as Hoggard is going to take a 13-0 lead into the locker room at halftime.
And that will end the first half. At the break,
and we are going to
the locker room.
We're going to keep we'll keep the stream going here, but we're going to pause our audio here for a little bit, and we'll come back right before we start second half action. And Hoggard leads it at halftime, 13-0. We'll run the timeout, the halftime timer here, so that you'll know how much time is left before we come back and start the third quarter. As soon as the officials tell us to start that clock. Good half of football to start out the year here on a great night at Hoggard High School out here at Scott Braswell Stadium. See if the officials are going to, I don't know what they're doing and why they haven't started the clock yet. Well, the white hat's over there on the other side talking to, looks like he's talking to Coach Demick. I think Coach Demick is over there. We haven't started the timeout timer yet. We'll get that cranked up as soon as the clock actually starts.
So we take a signal from the ref to start the second half, or the clock?
Usually. All right, we are back on the air with you, and as you may have noticed, we figured out how to Zoom. I told you that I'd work on it, and so hopefully this half you'll be able to get a little bit better view of the action. There's a lot of technology set up out here, and
For the first time.
yes, and I have been pretty occupied with basketball over the last few months, and so didn't have a chance to play around with this as much as I wanted to, but yes, we have figured out how to zoom in, and Daniel is now giving us a quick zoom through of the stadium. He was showing you. But yeah, so we'll see how that works. Hopefully, you'll be able to see a little bit better, a little bit more close up there, as we are in the 3-minute warm-up period that takes place after halftime. Winding down on that, and we'll be able to get started here with third quarter action.
What do you think we're going to see in the second half?
Well, I think from Hoggard's standpoint, you keep doing the same thing that you've been doing. Good mix of run and pass on offense, and the defense has been really good. New Hanover's going to have to, I think, be able to get some yardage on the ground if they're going to be able to score. I just don't think that they're going to be able to throw the ball consistently enough to be able to score enough points. But if they can break some long runs and get some things going on the ground, then they can use their pass. But until they get their ground game going, I think it's going to be difficult for them.
Yeah, we can tell they've got some speed. They just hadn't had an avenue to get through the line of scrimmage. The winner of the line of scrimmage wins a lot of football games. We saw that in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs had some injuries. Tampa Bay got stronger because they got some people back. And, the winner of the line of scrimmage can dictate a football game. Most people think it's, who's got the quarterback? But especially in high school, games are won at the line of scrimmage.
So the Vikings are going to get the ball here to start the second half, and maybe for the first time actually have to start on their own side of the 50. Didn't do that at all in the first half.
Sure didn't. That's a nice stat if you're an offensive coach.
We have not called the kicker for Hanover's name yet. Let me see what that number is, and we will do that. It's number 6, Ben Novotny.
Ooh, almost to midfield.
Good return there by the Vikings. Chris, did you catch who that was?
It was a single-digit number, maybe Caden Holler. 2?
Number 2. That would be Skylar Merrill.
Yep.
Second half kickoff returned by number 2.
So Hoggard takes over at their 45-yard line to start things out here with a 13-0 lead.
First and 10. Hoggard.
Good night
Vikings
so far for the Vikings. That pistol look again, and Sumner hands the ball off, and good job of breaking a tackle there in the backfield by Caden Holler to pick up 2 or 3 yards on the play there on first down.
Number 8, Caden Holler. Pick up
and Caden's been a receiver for most of his football career. I've not known him to run the ball. Maybe there was a year of Pop Warner when he was a runner, but he looks really good.
Zaim Graham made that tackle for the Wildcats. Another handoff for the Vikings, and good yardage again, close to a first down. Probably just going to be a yard short there.
Nice block by Cole Manning, sealing the end.
Inside give, pickup of about 7 yards, close to the first down marker.
Tackle on that play made by Keontae Devone, and it's third down and 1.
Devon.
I'm going to guess left side.
Tackle for the Wildcats.
That's been a good thing for the Vikings so far tonight.
Yep.
Ball's at the 47-yard line in New Hanover territory.
And you're right, Chris, right up that left side again, and that's going to be a first
Field
down.
off the left side. It's enough for
You know, we're in the
first
Hoggard's in the
down.
pistol formation with the fullback on the left side, so we're strong on the left side. But it didn't look like Hanover, rotated
First set
over.
downs for Hoggard.
Now, I wasn't paying attention to where our tight end was. Maybe we
Tackle made
were.
by 48.
Maybe tight end was on the right side, so we looked a little bit more balanced. And that's why high school teams go in motion and have unbalanced. We're trying to confuse the defense because a lot of times their calls change based on, are we strong or weak on each side. Just like I was expecting, we have tight end on the left, fullback on the right, wide receiver on the left. So that's kind of an odd formation. We can do a lot out of it.
The give is to the fullback. I believe is that Zach Coyle? Once again, kind of hard to read the number there. Can't tell if it's 12 or 15. Well, it's not 15 because 15 is Brody.
Yeah, I couldn't tell either.
But a gain of about 3 yards on the play, and so it'll be second down and 7.
Yep. Hanover tackler was Alex Gibson. We've called his name a couple of times, number 58.
4 yards. 58 is Alex Gibson. 8 in blue is Caden Holler. Gain of 4, second and 6.
Here we go. 3 receivers, 2 by 1.
And the give is to Holler on the jet sweep, and he's going to pick up a couple of yards there.
Around the right side.
Be third down and looks like about 5. Tackle on the play by number 58 for the Wildcats,
Gains
Alex
2 yards
Gibson.
On the carry.
Yep, he's been active.
By number 58, Alex Gibson.
3rd and 5.
Third and mid-range. From the 39-yard line.
Yeah, good field position here. We could do just about anything. Probably 4-down territory, if we don't get it. So this could be a run or a pass. I suspect we're going to try to run this.
Boy, there have been a lot of stoppages of play right before the teams got to the line of scrimmage tonight, and that's, one of those things on, first game of the season, and these guys are also, wearing masks, and they're wearing, mouthpieces and masks and all that kind of stuff, and so there's a lot going on down there that they're not used to.
Yeah, that looked like an equipment. 53 Trey Williams had to come out.
That was an official timeout before the 3rd down play.
3rd down, Manning in motion.
And fumble.
Fumbled snap there, and looks like Hoggard's going to be able to gain possession of that.
Looks like Hoggard's able to get back on the football.
Number 58 for the Wildcats. Again, Alex Gibson caused that fumble. Hoggard did recover it, but
4th and long. 58 of New Hanover was active on that.
It's going to be
Alex Gibson in there.
Be 4th down and
again for the Wildcats.
About 14 to go.
Yeah.
Looks like and Hoggard is going to send the punt team on. Jonathan Sorrells. Is it Sorrells or Sorrells? I can't remember.
Sorrells, I think.
Sorrells. I think it's Sorrells too.
Yeah, we obviously had a breakdown on that play. A fullback went motion, and then somebody just came flying right through the line.
High snap, but Sorrells does a good job of pulling it down, and gets a good punt away. It's going to take a Hoggard bounce all the way down inside the 5-yard line. So great job, great punt there by Jonathan Sorrells, and New Hanover is pinned down inside the 5-yard line to start their first possession of the second half.
God, Hanover can't catch a break on the field position thing.
No, it has been very, very one-sided as far as the field position.
I'm not sure who their offensive coordinator is, but he's probably over there saying, please, can I have some decent field position one time? But give Hoggard credit. They keep moving the ball and giving it to them way down there. The best defense is a good offense.
Another handoff for the Wildcats, and this goes over the left side, and they're going to pick up a couple of yards.
Yep, Hoggard, number 34.
Pick up.
That's Quintel Green on the tackle. He's having a nice game.
34 of Hoggard, that middle linebacker. We've
Call
called
it
his name
2nd
plenty of
and
times
6.
tonight, Quintel Green with the initial contact.
And the clock stops again. A little bit off here. I'm going to try to get it reset and get it correct. 5:08 left to go.
Official timeout here prior to second down. Substitution for the Wildcats.
You know, our D-line is having a good game, and a lot of times it's 2 and 3 people making the tackle. They've played well up there. 13, James Williams has been really active, being in the backfield on almost every play.
Fumble on the snap right there. Looks like the Wildcats have gotten back on it.
Looked like the ball came loose.
It's going to be a
able to get back
loss
on
of
it.
yardage there, so it's going to be third down and
a couple.
maybe back to the original
And
line
the
of
entire
scrimmage.
defensive line of Hoggard in there.
Looks like it's going to be about 3rd and
Guy that made the
9.
recovery was number
3rd and
57,
9 for the Wildcats.
Griffin, I believe.
As we are inside the
95
halfway
of
point of the
Hoggard,
third
Charles
quarter.
Kilborn.
From the 6-yard line,
Right
not a
on
lot of
top
room
things
to move.
for
No
the
room to
boys
make a
in blue.
mistake.
3rd and 9.
Nice
Pass is complete out there, but he's met by a lot of Hoggard defenders right there.
Quarterback rolls out to the right.
Not
Pass
going to get
is called,
enough yardage
fouled a
there.
couple times.
Great
At
job by the
22,
Hoggard
Jake
defense.
Stokely.
Yeah, that was Jake Stokely. Staying
for
home
Hoggard.
on a bootleg pass. He's had a couple of nice plays.
4th down.
Actually lost another yard on the play, so 4th and 10.
Substitutions for both squads and back deep.
New Hanover
for
hasn't
the
hasn't
front.
been spread out. They've
For
they've
Hoggard,
run a
number
lot
12,
of
Zachary
double
Floyd.
tight ends, which is typically unlike them. Usually they got lots of receivers and running backs everywhere.
Pretty good kick from back inside the end zone where
Punter
he's been
for
a
New
lot
Hanover,
tonight.
wearing number
And,
8, Jaquan Rouse Moody.
Ball is down at the
Puts a boot into it.
39-yard
35 yards
line.
Later, the ball rolls dead, just shy
Where
of the
Hoggard will
40-yard
take
line.
over.
1st and 10, Hoggard.
Yep. Nice punt.
From inside Wildcat territory.
I would like to, from Hoggard's perspective, like to see a little play-action pass and see if you can't strike. You know, that would be a little bit unpredictable at this moment.
Sumner up under center this time. And he hands the ball off to Holler, and he's not going to get anywhere. Pulled down by his shirt by, once again, the name we've called more often than anything else for Hanover's defense tonight, Alex Gibson.
Handoff goes for maybe a yard.
I think they're actually going to
58 of New Hanover, Alex
give him
Gibson.
a loss of a yard
He's
on
become
that
a
play.
man-eater
So
here in the
second
half
down
with
and
another
11
tackle. He'll sleep
as we
well
go
tonight.
under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter here.
Yep.
Hoggard's running a lot of different formations offensively tonight.
have.
Brody Sumner's been under center. God, I called him Macon. I hadn't done that all night long. I was texting with Macon at halftime. That's probably why I did that.
Nice run.
Handoff over the left side there for the Vikings. It's down to the 35-yard line. That was number 42 for the Wildcats, Connor Long on the tackle. Actually going to spot that back at
Tackle
the
made that time by New Hanover's
the
number
36-yard
42,
line.
Connor Long.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 7.
3rd and
for the
7
Vikings.
is what the Vikings
Yep.
face.
Your running back coach wants you to hit the hole hard, and
Quarterback Brody Sumner
we
lined
have
up
hit
in
the hole
shotgun.
hard on that one.
Sumner rolling here to the near side.
Nice.
Throws, and it is complete.
Diving catch made
Nice catch down there on the sideline.
at the 24-yard line. Brody Sumner
That was
rolled
nice.
left and found Zachary Coyle. Who's
Zachary
become
Coyle
a
with that
favorite
tackle.
Target. for the
There is a New
completion,
Hanover
and the
player
Vikings
down
first down
on the
will move
field.
the
That is a
chains.
first down for
Official
Hoggard.
timeout on the field
Connection
injured
from
New Hanover
a
Wildcats.
couple of sophomores, Brody Sumner to Zachary Coyle.
I did confirm at halftime Brody's not played quarterback until he was here, and most of last year he was playing behind Sam Jones on the JV team, so not a whole lot of reps, but you really can't tell it tonight. You know, and if you, like us, a lot of people are watching a lot of football on TV, you know, where can the quarterback throw that ball so it doesn't get intercepted? Right where he threw it.
He has done a really nice job tonight. Don't have a number on the injured New Hanover player right now. Got the trainer and a couple coaches out there. He is moving. I think he's on his stomach there.
Yeah, legs are moving.
Yeah.
Maybe got the wind knocked out of him. Let's hope that's what it is, because that'll go away in a few minutes.
Yeah, now he's rolled over on his back. And, you know, talk about, you know, getting hit and all that kind of stuff and the contact. You know, a lot of times that can cause some injuries early on because they're not used to it.
That is right. You know,
and
that we have, as a nation, have been trying to do our best to do what's right to get through this time.
That was Awan Gary, and he I think he's okay. He's running and jumping off the field over there, so I think he's I don't know what was wrong with him, but he seems to be fine.
You know, when they get up like that, that's wind knocked out of them or getting hit below the belt, and it just takes it takes a minute to get over that. So he just let everybody know he's okay.
So back at it with a first down for the Vikings after the nice completion on the last play, and they've got the ball on the 24-yard line. And, the Vikings were ready to go, and the official had not started the clock yet. So they're going to have to redo that. So snap the ball before the official blew the whistle, marking it ready for play.
After the injury timeout,
the good news, we were ready to go there.
The ball sits at
But the man with the white hat's in charge.
I always wonder in a situation like that, are we going to run the same play that we were going to run?
That's a good question. At the varsity level, I think maybe not, because there's a lot more quick decisions coaching staff can make. So we were strong left right there.
That was a handoff to somebody wearing a jersey in the 30s. Maybe when they get lined back
maybe
up
that
here.
was Luke Skipper, number 30.
Yeah, I think it was Luke Skipper with that
made by number 35.
that gain of about 7 on the play. So second down and 3 as we are under a minute in
Craig
the third
Morton
quarter.
on the tackle.
Sumner's looking deep. He's got a man down there, and it's deflected down there near the goal line. Good play by the New Hanover defender to deflect that pass because he had a man open. It was number 20 for the Wildcats, which we don't have a name next to that number. Number 20 for the Wildcats, and it's going to be third down.
Brody was a little fortunate there. Number 20 knew exactly where that ball was going and stepped in front of it, but it just had a little bit too much heat on it for him to bring it in.
3rd and 3 for the Vikings, leading 13-0 here as we near the end of the third quarter on opening night. Handoff to Skipper, and he's not going to get the first down. He gets to about the 15-yard line. Tackle on the play by number 90, Kymel Person. And it's going to be 4th down and about 2.
So to go back to a comment a few minutes ago, we've had more success going on the left side with the tight end on the right side and fullback on the left side. When we bring the tight end to the left side, they're rotating over a guy. And,
that'll do it for frame number 3.
Interesting to see if we start going back to the other formation.
With the lead, 13-0.
That's going to be the last play of the third quarter as the clock hits zeros, and it is 13-0 with 10 minutes left to go here at Scott Braswell Stadium on a Thursday, February football night.
We haven't said that before. And we are so glad Daniel figured out the camera angle. He's new at this too.
Well, I knew there had to be a way to zoom it, and so I'm glad that I played around with a setting here on the computer and got that working. You can't do it on the iPad. You have to do it from the software on here. So hopefully those of you that are watching have noticed a little bit of a difference here in the second half, and you're able to see the action a little bit better than where we had it in the first half. So we've got 10 minutes left to go. Hoggard with a 13-0 lead, and the Vikings facing a 4th and 2, and they are sending the offense out onto the field, so they're going to go for it here down inside New Hanover territory at the 16-yard line.
This will be an interesting play call. Could probably do a lot. We haven't come back to the bootleg pass that we did on the first series that looked pretty good. Got to believe the coach is kind of saving that one for a nice opportunity or a situation.
In that pistol formation again, behind Sumner.
There you go.
Handoff goes to Skipper, and he busted out to the left side, and he's going to score. Touchdown, Vikings. Luke Skipper over the left side, outside.
Number 30, Luke Skipper.
16 yards.
16 yards for a Hoggard touchdown.
Now that's a little bit of a counter play that I don't think we've seen.
Down the left sideline for the score.
Hoggard coach is doing a good job of mixing up the formation. We were strong right there.
Hop, skip, and a jump
and ran left.
For Mr. Luke Skipper.
Let's see if we can convert here on the extra point. Jonathan Sorrell's out there. And that looks like it's good, and the officials confirm that, and Hoggard takes a 20-0 lead with 9:53 remaining in the ballgame.
Your new score.
Good start for the Vikings.
7 seconds into the fourth quarter.
They got to be feeling good.
20, New Hanover Wildcats 0.
There's so much continuity with offense that just, the people on TV make it look awful easy, just like the golfers. It just looks so easy to hit the ball down the fairway. But for JV's first game, I'm not sure we've seen a Hoggard offense this look like they're in midseason form in the first game.
Once again, tomorrow night, the varsity game between these two teams will take place at Legion Stadium. Kickoff is at 6 o'clock. All football games right now are 6 o'clock starts. We'll see if that time gets adjusted any as we move later on into the season. But right now, all varsity and JV games in the Mid-Eastern Conference will kick off at 6 o'clock, and we'll be on the air shortly before kickoff here on the Hoggard Sports YouTube channel, bringing you all the action from Legion Stadium tomorrow night. A low squib kick is finally fielded by the Wildcats. Hoggard special teams doing a good job. I know that was Jake Supak that made that tackle because I can hear his dad yelling from somewhere.
Yeah.
Return for New Hanover.
Yeah, we had a host of Vikings around the ball carrier at that time.
Line. Tackle made by number 25, Caden Capps. First and 10, Wildcat.
So New Hanover takes over at the 15-yard line, I believe. First and 10.
Okay, New Hanover with twin receivers to the left.
Also in on the tackle is number 5, Jacob Supak.
Oh, boy. Good
Number
job.
7, quarterback for the Wildcats, Sean Worthy.
Quarterback number 7.
Looked like he
Sean
might be
Worthy,
taken down back in the backfield, but
tracked down from behind, number 13.
was able to gain a little bit of
Defensive
space
lineman
and
for Hoggard.
before number 13 for the Vikings.
That's James Williams. He's
James
not
Williams
on our
made
list.
that tackle. He still ended up losing a couple yards, so it's
Who
second
also
down and about
Long 3, a
13.
short 4, second down.
We have been able to pick up a couple of kids with numbers that we don't see. So James has had a good game so far. There he goes.
Another
Woo!
great job of pursuit by the Hoggard defensive line, and that is going to result in a
Slowed
safety.
down in the end zone for a safety. That's 2 points.
Johnny,
for the
can you tell who
Hoggard
that
defense.
was?
Is that number 95 for the
Not only
Vikings?
have they pitched
Number
the
95,
shutout
Charles
so far,
Kilborn,
they've
freshman
added
defensive lineman,
a
with the
couple of
tackle
tally
in the
marks
end
to
zone.
scoring column.
That a boy.
Number
And
95,
Hoggard adds a
Charles
couple of points
Kilborn with
and
the
is
kill
up
shot.
22-0 as we are here under
tell you
9
what.
minutes to go in the ball game.
Charlie was shot out of a cannon there on his way to get the quarterback.
Yeah, the Hoggard defensive line has been tremendous tonight. They just have not – they've not allowed I mean, every single time New Hanover's quarterback has dropped back, he's been pressured, and they've done a great job getting in the backfield even on all the runs. It just we don't have any yardage stats tonight, but New Hanover cannot have very much in total offense. And I believe the defensive line for the Vikings has a lot to do with that.
Yeah, we actually haven't called Hoggard linebackers' names a whole lot, because the defensive line has been gobbling them up.
I'm not sure we've called the defensive backs very much either.
Yep, Quintel Green's made a couple of tackles. Aldair's made a couple from the linebacker spot. Most of it's been the D-line.
Good kickoff, a lot of room to run.
Good, nice move.
Busted outside.
Skylar Merrill.
Is that Skylar?
Big return from number 8.
Nope,
Yeah.
I think that's
Down the right side.
Caden Holler again.
8, Caden Holler.
nice run back on the kickoff after the safety, and Hoggard's
8
down
on the
inside
time. Number
New
8
Hanover
for New
territory
Hanover.
again. Jaquan Rouse Moody with a tackle for the Wildcats, but Hoggard's going to start this possession at the 35-yard line.
That was a nice
Of the
run by
Wildcats.
Caden. He got up a little bit of steam, went about 10 yards, made a good juke to the inside, took it outside, and that's a nice run.
They've spotted it at the 34. Hoggard in position to maybe score again. Put some more distance between them and the Wildcats. Play action pass. He's got a man open deep. Sumner throws it. Little underthrown and still almost came up with it. He had a man that had broken open, maybe waited just a tad too late to throw it.
Pass falls incomplete, threw into double coverage.
I like them taking the shot right there.
Yep.
That was number 35, Keontae Devone in coverage for the Wildcats.
I was
that broke
asking for
up.
that a couple of possessions ago.
And the fella in coverage
That
is 32.
Nice
Yep.
pass. That was a good arm. Got the ball.
All that action.
Maybe a yard short,
Yeah.
but
Threw the
very,
ball
very
close
catchable.
to 35, 40 yards
yeah.
downfield.
Nice play by New Hanover to knock that down.
This time a handoff up the middle. Not a whole lot going on there. Tackle made by number 20, who we don't have a name for.
Gain of about 1 yard.
Third down and 9.
Hanover. First guy to get
Under
there.
8 minutes to
Joined
go
by a
here in the
couple other
game.
friends.
Good night
For
so
the
far for the
takedown.
Vikings to start
Third
out
and
this
a
football
long
season.
7.
Yeah, we got a
Good.
couple of new numbers in there. Joe Feeney at fullback. A lacrosse player's been splitting time.
Another play action pass and got a man open over the middle, and it's dropped and then dropped by the Wildcats. So that one should have been caught. Should have been caught by the Vikings, but then should have been picked off after the bobble.
Sumner got rid of the football. It's in and out of the hands of the intended target.
It'll be
Number
4th
80,
down
the
now,
receiver, Jake Jasande.
and about 8.
4th and 7.
Yeah, Jake
Offense
Jashande was
staying on
our
the field.
intended receiver there. And he's got good hands. I'm sure he'd like to have that one back.
I think it's 4th and 8. Our PA guy said 4th and 7. The scoreboard says 4th and 9. In any way, the Vikings are going for it. Sumner's going to pass, being flushed out of the pocket. Throws one. It's a dangerous pass over there on the side.
Yeah, it is.
And even if it had been caught, it wouldn't have been enough for a first down. So the Vikings are going to turn the ball over on downs. And New Hanover's going to take over. And there is a Hoggard player down on the field over there. It's whoever the intended receiver was. Not sure who that is.
Turnover on downs for the Vikings. An injured player for Hoggard as well.
We think it might be number 80 for the Vikings.
That's Jake Jasande.
You know, we had three basketball wins over the Wildcats about a week and a half ago when
That was a good night.
yeah, won the JV boys had a good win to close their season. Varsity girls a big win, and then varsity boys followed it, a triple header sweep that night, and good night here.
We don't want to give the Hanover varsity football any bulletin board material right now. I hope they're not listening.
Well, their soccer team did have a good win over our guys a couple of weeks ago.
And they are highly rated this year, New Hanover soccer team.
Yeah. But we have gotten off to a really, really good start as far as our sports go. There have been 7 sports played so far. We won outright championships in volleyball, men's and women's swimming, men's and women's cross country, a co-championship in men's basketball, and then a second-place finish in women's basketball behind a team that had a McDonald's All-American on it. So, 7.
And we beat them one time.
And we did beat them one time. And so 7 sports so far. We have 6 conference championships and the second-place finish, a women's cross-country state championship. Our men's cross-country team finished second in the state, and playoff opportunities for volleyball, men's and women's basketball. Our Jason Bunn, one of our divers, finished second in the state, won the regional, and finished second in the state in the diving competition. So in a crazy sports season, it has been a really, really successful one so far.
Yeah, boys and girls lacrosse doing good?
They are. The men's lacrosse team, I think, is undefeated. The women's lacrosse team got off to a little bit of a shaky start, but they've won a couple games here in a row.
They're always good. I'm just used to them being good.
Yeah, and that is Jake Jasande. Am I saying that right?
You are. Yep.
That is being carried off the field here. Hope that Jake will be okay. Not sure what happened over there, but got his helmet off and being helped over here to the sideline. Checked out by John Barkman, our excellent athletic trainer. So thankful to have John here with us. New Hanover's going to throw here. Different person out there at quarterback. That's Jace Meyer that makes that throw. Incomplete pass.
That was a nice catch.
Oh, excuse me. It was caught. I couldn't see that it was caught back there.
24.
R.J. Simon,
Simon.
number 24.
Tackle made by Hoggard, number 25, Caden Caps.
And Hanover has a lefty
Result
quarterback
of the
in
play
there.
is a first down.
They're everywhere.
Also wearing number 15.
Ball's at the 44.
Low snap and the jet
Oh,
sweep,
yeah.
and he fumbles the football, and number 24 for the Wildcats, R.J. Simon, jumps back on it, but a big, big loss on the play. It's going to put the Wildcats way back into their own territory. Tackle was made by Julio Lima Roma.
Yeah, it's interesting. Hanover has gone to more of an, multi-receiver formations the last couple of possessions. They were spread 2 by 2 that time. I'm not sure we had seen that from them tonight.
It was a loss of 15 on the play, and so it's 2nd and 25 at the 29-yard line.
You know, this is what we're going to see tomorrow night, receivers everywhere.
And the clock stops. New Hanover takes their first time out of the second half. Looking forward to seeing the two teams tomorrow night. Usually when this game is played, it's usually the last game of the season, and so you kind of know what both teams have when you're going into it. But tomorrow night, we don't know anything about either one of them really, and it'll be interesting to see how things go tomorrow night.
Yeah, I was told by an old-timer, Kerry Sasser, that before, when Hoggard was built in the late 60s, Hoggard and Hanover were not in the same conference.
Correct.
The first few years, and they did used to play the first game of the season. So this will not be the first time that that's happened.
You know, Hoggard used to be in a conference with Fayetteville teams. They were it was like 7 Fayetteville teams in Hoggard. Back in those days, there was one year where Hoggard tied for first with somebody, and back in those days, the way they determined who went to the playoffs, the conference voted. Well, when you're the only non-Fayetteville school, you don't win that vote.
That didn't work out too well.
No, it did not. Back out here for 2nd and
I'm sure we needed fundraiser for gas money too.
25. Pass is complete out here, but not a lot picked up, just about a yard.
That was a nice tackle.
Complete.
Pass is complete to number 22.
Jace Meyer completing the pass to Mason Shand, and number 23, Reagan Prenti, with that tackle.
Reagan Frente.
That was nice. He went up there
He's a
and
no-named man. He wasn't listed on
measured
the
him up in the
roster.
open field and brought him
Plays in the
down.
First half, we just didn't know who he was. Got eyeball
That's
on
not so
Well,
easy
good to
sometimes
recognize
in
that
the open
young man
field.
for his hard work.
Gonna throw it deep. Nice adjustment there by the wide receiver. That's Declan Brady coming back to make that catch. Going to be close to a first down, but not enough. Be 3rd down and about, depending on where they spot it, looks like about 3 to go here as we're under 5 minutes to go in the game.
From a New Hanover standpoint, I bet they're enjoying the offense now. Spread out, they're throwing it downfield. That's what they're probably used to seeing.
Aldair Serato with that tackle. 4th and 3, just across the midfield stripe. Maybe the first time New Hanover's been in Hoggard territory.
Oh, nice catch.
Pass is complete, but he's going to be down, actually lost a yard. He's going to be down right at midfield. And so that's going to turn the ball over to Hoggard.
It
was still a nice catch.
It was. It was a difficult throw and a good catch there.
But he falls to the turf at midfield.
But Hoggard's going to take over at midfield, leading 22-0 here with about 4 minutes left to go in tonight's season opener.
New quarterback in the ball game for the Vikes.
Hudson Wilharm, JV basketball player who really had a good year, came on strong as the season went on for Coach Will Kiesler's team, and I have been told that Hudson can sling it. I don't know that we'll see him do much throwing at this point in the game. But
he looks like a quarterback.
He's a tall, lanky young man, and
straight down Main Street, pick up
enjoyed the little bit of time that I got to spend with the JV guys this year, getting to know him, and look forward to. I'm just hoping next year can be more normal and get to spend a little bit more time with the guys. Number 35 for the Wildcats, Keontae Devone with that tackle as the wind begins to pick up here all of a sudden.
Yep.
Hadn't had any wind out here much all night, and then big gust blowing through here. Good to see here on opening night some guys getting the opportunity to play. It's Colin Parker right there taking the toss and going to probably lose a couple on that play. Tackle by Alex Gibson again. So it's 3rd and 11.
3rd and 11.
Coach Quick has got to be pleased with the way his guys have come out tonight and played for the first game of the season. Another handoff there. Going to get brought down in the backfield. Good pursuit there by the New Hanover defensive line. Be 4th down and about 13 to go for the Vikings. No sign of the punt team. Maybe they'll let Hudson throw it.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Actually, Coach Quick's going to take a timeout here with 1:59 to go in the fourth quarter.
You know, sportsmanship is big for Hoggard. There's been many years that we have watched them just hand the ball off in the fourth quarter when games are out of hand. But golly, I'd like to see the guy throw the ball one time.
Yeah, although I think they may be sending the punt team out there. You know, in a year like this, though, you know, any opportunity that the kids get a chance to get out there on the field and play is, you know, important, and you want them to be able to take advantage of those opportunities. We'll see. I think that is the punt team that's going out there, but I'm not 100% sure.
I'm not either. I think it is. I see 5 Jake Supek.
Well, and I see the punter.
Okay.
Jonathan Sorrells is going out there, and so that's usually your pretty good signal that a punt's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm looking for the guys that I know that play defense. So
special teams has been pretty good tonight for Hoggard. And that's something at the high school level, at any level, but really at the high school level, when you can have a good special teams.
And we are used to that.
Yes,
at
we
Hoggard.
are.
We get spoiled.
And as I say that, not the best punt there. Sorry for the announcer jinx. But got it off, didn't get it blocked, got it up in the air. And
eliminated a return.
Yeah, so New Hanover's going to get the ball back here.
43, Jonathan Sorrells on the punt.
Yeah, I think he just told the coach, I was trying to do that.
40-yard line is where New Hanover will start. And the Wildcats need 3 touchdowns in less than 2 minutes.
No return on the play.
Got to feel pretty good about the chances to secure a win here. I believe next week is Ashley. Am I right on that?
I believe so.
Next week, Ashley on the schedule, so the JVs will be at Ashley. Hopefully they will a fumble back there, and number 15, the quarterback, Jace Meyer, falls on it. Hopefully Ashley will live stream the JV game. We're going to do JV home games, and we will do any varsity game that the Brunswick County TV station is not doing. So the plan was to do our 3 home games, to do the game at Laney and at New Hanover, and then the games against South and North, their TV station is going to be broadcasting that, and they do that on their YouTube channel and Facebook Live. We will always
they do a nice job.
They do. we will always post on Twitter and on our website where the games are being streamed. Twitter is the best place to find that, and those things also show up on our website. Nice interception back there, picked off by the Vikings. Number 10,
Zach Miller.
Zach Miller. Here's a flag on the play, but that was a nice interception back there on a pretty well thrown ball by the Wildcats.
Pass is picked off by number 10, Zachary Miller of the Hoggard defense.
All right. Good job, Zach.
Sophomore safety with the interception. Penalty marker is down on the field.
You know, it's funny. I've known him for a while, and he's played quarterback, running back. You know, not sure he's ever played safety. But that's kind of what happens when you get to high school. The coaches are going to evaluate the kids for what they see, not for, oh, you were a quarterback in Pop Warner, you must be a quarterback. It doesn't quite work that way.
It sounds like he's a pretty good athlete playing those positions.
Yeah,
so we got a block in the back on the return there against Hoggard. So that's going to back them up to the 35-yard line where they'll start out 1st and 10 here with 45 seconds left to go in the game. Got to imagine we're a couple of handoffs away from capping this thing off and the JV Vikings moving to 1-0 on the season. And indeed is a handoff. Nice little gain of about 5 yards there.
Yep. Joe Feeney opening up holes from the fullback spot. Whenever we get a nice run through the middle of the line, the fullback has probably done his job. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to see, but I'm making that assumption.
Well, and our clock on the screen is a little bit off. We're at about 5 seconds left, so that is going to be the last play. And a good night for the Hoggard JV team, and something that we're not used to seeing. Usually the teams shake hands after the game, but obviously because of COVID, we're not doing that this year, and so the teams head to the opposite ends of the stadium, and good night for the JV team with a 22-0 win over crosstown rival New Hanover, and just an all-around good night for the Vikings, coached by Rod Quick. And tomorrow night we'll be back with you shortly before 6 o'clock. We'll try to come on the air about 5:45. And we'll bring you all the action from Legion Stadium as the varsity football teams between Hoggard and New Hanover will battle each other tomorrow night, and hopefully that'll be another good night for the Vikings.
Yep, looking forward to it, and it's just so good to get out here. We went so long without high school sports. It's kind of back in our lives now, and it's it's good to have something to do instead of Netflix and not doing anything sports-wise. So it's good to be out here. We're going to keep our fingers crossed and prayers for Jake. I can see him over there on the trainer's table. Looks like an ankle or something. And we will, we'll keep our prayers going for him. But hopefully he'll be okay. We want to get through these games without viruses and injuries, and let the kids have fun, and that's what we're trying to do.
That's right. Well, thanks for watching tonight, and we'll be back on the air tomorrow night about 5:45. Kickoff at 6 o'clock. Hoggard and New Hanover. Tonight, the Viking JV team opens the season with a 22-0 win over New Hanover. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow night.